I mean, you can see me clearly. It's like it's focused on me. G'day folks, Conor here, back with another video. Today we are actually doing a comparison between the Canon R50V and the Pixel 9 for video purposes only. And I'm going to do 24 frames per second, 60 frames per second and 120 frames per second on both. We're going to test the autofocus and the image quality overall. Now I'm currently recording into the Rode Video Wireless Pro, and that's the audio that you will hear. I'm recording that externally as well as internally on the Canon R50V. So this is going to be 4K 60 as well. The Canon R50V doesn't do 120 4K, and neither does the Pixel 9. So we'll see how we go, and you just leave your comments down below as we go and test it out. And we are filming on different lenses on the Canon R50V. Why? Because we can. Now you might think that that's unfair, but it is what it is. It's a camera, an interchangeable lens camera. The Pixel 9 has advantages as well, like you can surf the internet on it, watch TikTok, make telephone calls, and all that sort of shit. So there's definitely differences in them. So I'm going to take advantage of the Canon R50V, and the Pixel 9 is a very automatic video recorder, so we'll see how the images turn out. Okay, so now we're tracking the autofocus as I walk back to the cameras. Now the Canon R50V has way better autofocus in my opinion, because the Pixel 9 actually is just, everything is in focus. So you're gonna see a real difference there, especially with the background blur and the autofocus. Definitely better on the Canon R50V, in my opinion. And I'm gonna run towards you now. And there you have the autofocus, Pixel 9, Canon R50V. Okay folks, here we go. Pixel 9 on my right, Canon R50V on my left, and we're looking at the difference in the stabilization, but also the image quality. So on the Pixel 9, we have a very small sensor, so nothing is blurry, but the stabilization is really good. On the Canon R50V, we got the crop sensor and stabilization is turned on, but only just on. It's not in an enhanced mode. And we have a much better looking image, so we have the blurry background more cinematic look. Now these are both filming right now in 4K, 24 frames per second. So you let me know in the comments down below what you think. I think it looks pretty good on the Canon R50V, but they both have their good points and their bad points. I'm very interested to know what you think. G'day ladies and germs, back in the studio. Whoa, lights are a bit bright. On the right here, or my right, we have the Canon R50V in studio settings. So I have a big, massive fill light here that I'm using, and then just the typical lights in the background. And this is how I would normally film a YouTube video. And I'm just going to quickly talk through with you some of the things I noticed as I was reviewing the other footage that I shot the other day. You can pimp out a Pixel 9. Right now I've actually got it hooked up to this display, so you can actually have it fully pimped out like you would a mirrorless camera. And then you can have mics and external monitors and battery packs and everything hooked up. Small rig cage is what I've got happening here for the Pixel 9. So you really can pimp it out, and then you might get better results. But that's kind of not the comparison that I had in mind. For me, do you go all out and get, say, a Canon R50V and a lens and then a microphone and go for the best possible image that you can? Would you just stick with what's in your pocket? Now, another thing I did notice is when I was doing the vlogging, put a decent sized lens, a good quality lens on the Canon R50V, and all of a sudden you have a very heavy vlogging setup, whereas with you using your phone, you don't even notice it. And the size comparison or weight comparison is like 1 kilo versus 180 grams. So I mean, I'm vlogging 30 seconds in and I'm already starting to feel the weight of the Canon R50V and the lens and the microphone. But with the Pixel 9, you don't notice it. So it really depends on what you're looking for here. But as soon as you start to zoom in a bit on the Pixel 9, you lose a lot of image quality. And as soon as you go into low light on the Pixel 9, you start to lose a lot of image quality. I mean, you can see in the footage of me on the beach filming the ship, the Pixel 9 just fell apart so incredibly badly. But the Canon R50V had a very, very nice looking image. And that's what you're going to get when you spend more money and you take your filmmaking more seriously. Now, even for me, this is backyard dude making shit videos that no one watches. I still prefer something like the Canon R50V or even the Canon R50. My next test is I'm going to actually turn out the big fill light, the studio light, and just see what we get with the ISO and grain and everything from the cameras. I think it's going to be pretty bad for both of them, but let's check it out. I'm going to stop and then press recording again, just in case something weird goes on, but give me a second. All right, here we go. This is it. So this is in a room with no lights, except for the ones behind me. So I'm not actually lighting up my face with any light. Accept ISO. Oh boy. I'm actually looking at the monitor here. And I'm thinking at first glance, let me put on my fucking glasses. Oh, I really think. So the Canon R50 is on 4000 ISO. Let me up that. Okay, this is now 8000 ISO, and I can't see what it says for the Pixel 9, but you be the judge. What do you think? I actually still think the Canon R50V is doing much, much better than the Pixel 9. Pixel 9 has some pretty awesome colors, I must admit. I really like the look of the colors. I think they're very bright, very social media-esque, whereas I think the Canon R50V is yours to manipulate and edit and get the most out of it as you can. This is f2.8 as well. I mean, if you go down to say f1.4, your image is going to look super tidy. That's an extra 2 stops of light. So I'm calling it a Canon R50V win.